Quentin Tarantino is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, but that didn't just happen overnight. He had no formal training, no Hollywood connections, just a relentless drive to improve. And the way he did it, that's something you can use in your own life. Self-improvement gurus will tell you to follow strict routines, wake up at 5 a.m. and grind non-stop. But what if the real key to change happens late at night with nothing but a pen, a notebook, and brutal honesty? There's a simple exercise that could completely change the way you approach your goals. It's not about motivation, hustle, or discipline. It's about seeing yourself the way Tarantino saw his own career. Ever had that nagging feeling that you could be doing more? That there's a better version of yourself just out of reach? If that's you, the Tarantino technique will change your life. Most people want to improve their lives, but let's be real, change is hard. You set goals, promise yourself you'll do better, and then nothing really changes. The problem isn't that you're lazy or unmotivated, it's that you're not being honest with yourself about what's actually holding you back. Real change comes from clarity, seeing your mistakes for what they are, and mapping out real solutions. You don't need another motivational speech or a perfect morning routine. You need a late-night conversation with yourself, just like Tarantino had when he was a broke, unknown writer, obsessively working on his craft. Here's Tarantino's secret: constant self-reflection. Instead of accepting his weaknesses, he confronted them head-on. He spent hours watching movies, dissecting scripts, and writing relentlessly, because he knew that every flaw in his work was a stepping stone to mastery. And this isn't just about filmmaking. If you apply the same process to your own life, you'll start seeing the gaps between where you are and where you want to be, and more importantly, how to close them. Picture this: it's late at night and the world is quiet. No notifications, no distractions, just you and a blank notebook. You start writing down everything holding you back, every mistake, bad habit, and personal shortcomings. It's uncomfortable, maybe even painful, but as the list grows, something shifts. You start seeing patterns, recurring behaviors, mindsets, or fears that have been in your way for years. Now, instead of just feeling stuck, you have data. And here's where the real magic happens. You flip the page and write down 100 ways to fix them. Some ideas will be obvious: wake up earlier, stop wasting time on social media. Others will feel crazy: move to a new city, start a business, quit that job you hate. But that's the point. The deeper you go, the more creative and insightful your answers become. And buried in that list is the path forward. Here's how you can use the Tarantino method to level up your own life. Step 1. Set the scene. This isn't something you can rush. You need to create the right environment, somewhere quiet, somewhere you won't be interrupted. The best time? Late at night. That's when the world slows down, the distractions fade, and your mind is finally free to reflect without the noise of the day getting in the way. Find a spot that feels comfortable, but not too comfortable. You don't want to end up scrolling your phone or falling asleep. A dimly lit room, a desk with just a notebook and a pen, maybe even a candle or soft background music to set the tone. The key is to be fully present. And yes, physically writing this down does matter. Typing on your phone or laptop puts your mind into input mode, distracted, ready to switch tabs or check notifications. Writing by hand slows you down just enough to process your thoughts deeply. This isn't just about listing random ideas, it's about confronting your choices, analyzing them, and setting the stage for real change. Once you're in the right headspace, it's time to dive in. Step 2. Write down your mistakes. This is where most people hesitate. It's uncomfortable, it's raw. But if you want real change, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Start by asking yourself the hard questions. What's holding me back? What bad habits have crept into my routine without me realizing it? Where am I wasting my time, energy, or potential? The goal isn't to beat yourself up, it's to face reality. The more honest you are, the more power you have to change. If you write down something that makes you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. That means you're digging into the real issues. Be specific. Instead of writing, "I procrastinate too much," break it down. I check my phone first thing in the morning, and that kills my focus for the rest of the day. I tell myself I'll start a project tomorrow, and then I keep pushing it back. I overthink everything, so I end up doing nothing. The more details you include, the clearer your next steps will be. Don't stop at just 1 or 2 mistakes. Fill the page. Get everything out of your head and onto paper, because once you see it in front of you, it becomes real. And that's the first step towards fixing it. Step 3. Brainstorm 100 solutions. Now comes the part that really pushes you, turning that list of mistakes into solutions. Grab a fresh page and challenge yourself to write 100 different ways to fix what's holding you back. Yes, 100. It may sound like a massive number, but that's the point. The more you push yourself, the more creative and effective your solutions will become. At first, it will feel impossible. You'll write down easy, surface-level solutions. You might even feel like you're out of ideas after the first 20 or 30, but that's when the magic happens. Once you're past the initial obvious fixes, you'll dig deeper. The real, life-changing insights will begin to flow. This process forces you to think beyond the usual answers and find more personal, tailored solutions. And let me tell you, the results are worth it. I tried this myself to make sure it worked, and I was amazed by the outcome. Here's an example of one I did to help you get started. But I want to warn you, this will take longer than you expect. The key is to keep going, even when you hit that wall where it feels like you've exhausted your ideas. Trust me, the breakthroughs come once you push past that initial frustration. Let's say one of your problems is, I never finish what I start. This sounds familiar, right? So now, generate 100 solutions to fix that problem. I'll just do 4 for time's sake. Solution 1, break projects into smaller chunks. Solution 2, set a 30-minute timer and force myself to focus. Solution 3, announce my goals publicly for accountability. Solution 50, reward myself for hitting milestones. All the way to solution 100. No new projects until I finish one. By the time you hit 100, you'll have a list of solutions so diverse and unique to you that it will feel like you've opened a new door to growth. This exercise forces you to think from every angle possible. Once you see the variety of solutions that you come up with, you'll realize that many of your problems have more than one solution. And that's the beauty of the process. It doesn't just give you answers, it shows you the power of creative thinking and problem solving. Step 4, look for patterns. Now that you've written down everything, it's time to take a step back and observe the bigger picture. This is where the magic happens. When you look at the list as a whole, you'll start to see recurring themes emerge. Certain mistakes, habits, or thought patterns will pop up over and over again. Don't rush this part. Take your time to really process what you've written. Are there any repeating words or ideas that stick out? For example, maybe you notice that several of your mistakes are related to procrastination, like pushing off tasks until the last minute or letting small distractions derail you. Maybe others are about a lack of confidence, like doubting your abilities or avoiding opportunities that challenge you. Identifying these patterns is crucial because it allows you to shift from focusing on individual problems to understanding the root causes. Instead of seeing each mistake as isolated, you'll begin to understand that they are symptoms of deeper issues. This insight is powerful because it gives you direction. Now you know where to focus your efforts for change. I like to look at it like you're putting together a puzzle. What pieces fit together in similar ways? What problems keep coming back? The more you examine, the clearer your path forward will become. Step 5, pick 3 actions and execute. Now that you've identified your most pressing issues, it's time to take action. But here's the catch. Out of all of the solutions you've come up with, pick just 3, not 10, not 20, just 3 things you can focus on today. It may sound too simple, but trust me, this is where most people mess up. They try to tackle everything at once and then they burn out. The goal here isn't to overwhelm yourself with a massive to-do list. It's to build momentum. Small wins will add up. And once you've turned those 3 actions into consistent habits, you can move on to the next 3. Most people never take this step. They write down their solutions, maybe even think about them for a few days, but then they don't act. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It forces you to admit your flaws and take responsibility for your own progress. But here's the trade-off. If you're willing to sit in that discomfort for just one night, you'll walk away with something most people never have: a clear roadmap for self-improvement. This isn't a one-time exercise. The more you do it, the sharper your instincts for improvement become. Tarantino didn't write Reservoir Dogs in one night. He spent years refining his craft, analyzing his weaknesses and attacking them one by one. And if you do the same with your life, the results will be just as transformative. So grab a notebook, find a quiet spot, and start writing. Your future self will thank you. So now you've got the blueprint. You know how to break down your mistakes, map out solutions, and take action. But let's be real, knowing what to do isn't the problem. It's actually doing it. And that's where most people get stuck. Not because they don't have the answers, but because they keep putting them off. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes next week, then next month. Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a psychological trap. And once you understand how to break free from it, you'll stop thinking about improving your life and actually start doing it. Click this video to learn exactly how to beat procrastination for good. I love you guys. Peace.